Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Erica. Thank you for joining me today. We are in my lovely dated 90s kitchen. Everybody's dream, I know. But we're working with what we got. So in a previous video I discussed future plans and goals whenever we do have the finances to do something about our lovely cabinetry. In the meantime, I did mention, and I'll reiterate, that I had painted, or we have painted, the lovely orangey wood channeling that was on there before. We have a few more cabinets that we need to finish up. They did already have drill for some poles in the past and had some ugly poles there, so we replaced those with some new black poles. We also have been working our way around the house to replace all the outlets and light switches. In the areas that we have black walls, I purchased the black outlets and the outlet covers, as well as the black light switches and black light switch covers. Unfortunately, we've kind of dinged up some of the paint back here that we've already done, but since we have more work to do in the kitchen, we'll touch up those areas when we get to that. I did purchase some new utensils. My husband has a very weird thing about wooden utensils, so we've had plastic ones. We did have all stainless steel in the past, but I'm kind of really over that, so I went with all black. But the black, this one in specific, had its last leg in the dishwasher and completely discolored. The other one's not too far behind. So I did some searching. I got a little compromise with some black plastic up top, and then wooden handles and dark walnut. It's very pretty. I'm very excited to see them out. And it came with this huge set. It was a great price on Amazon. I will link it. We're working with what we got and just jazzing it up. We're just jazzing it up. That's all we're doing. I did pick up some faux greenery. I got 2 of them. And I have one over there, which I'm not working on right now. That's my peninsula area right next to my sink. So that area kind of gets moved around a lot. So I'm not going to touch over there. I'm just going to work on the side of the stove in this L-shaped corner. I love this. This is from Home Goods. And one day I would like to have a tea party because we have a dining room table. And every house I've ever lived in did not have a space for a dining room table. So now that we have a dining room table, I want to have a tea party. So I've been collecting ideas in my head and accessories that would be great for my tea party. So I would like to use this for some like macaroons or something, you know, when we have that. Right now I have this very delicate thing, that little candy dish with a mouse in it. My husband got that from his grandma who passed away. So as of right now, it's just sitting in there being protected. So I might put that over here. Let's see how that looks. I had a regular knife set, knife block, and it was black, and it had a lot more knives, but it was like way too chunky. And how often are we actually using all these big chunky knives? Very few. So we mostly just use the steak knife. So we actually kept a couple of the steak knives out of that set, put it in there, and then I just got a very slim one. The only thing I don't like about it is the air venting here, but I guess that might prevent, it might prevent humidity or something. So I don't know the purpose of that. But I do like the slenderness of it, and it comes with scissors, which are in the sink area to be washed because I was cutting things. I'm moving my Alexa back into the kitchen. I want it over here. I don't know how I feel about that. We're moving on. We're moving on. Let's see what we can come up with. I picked up this spoon holder at Home Goods. I thought it was kind of like very modern. I like I mentioned this briefly in another video. Look at this. Is this not cool for, you know, why buy a cheapy plastic one when you can get something that looks a little cooler? So it goes here. I have picked this up from Kohl's. Got this cutting board from TJ Maxx. It was $9.99 at Christmas time. Okay, so now, one of my favorite pieces that has to come back in. I got this at Kirkland's, which inspired me to want to paint my own little thing. And since I did that little tablescape-y thing, I might be able to use one of those photos as inspiration and paint something from that, right? So I had this here before, and every time I'm in the kitchen, I love looking at that. I think that looks nice. I did like the way it looked over there more. No, I mean, I like it here. But I'm afraid that cooking, it might ruin it. So I'm going to leave that there for right now. I'm going to get that lamp and get the mood. Alright, so this is the Target lamp. It's got like that faux wood, right? Kind of like the linen shade. I just love this combo, like those tones. So let's light her up. Let's light her up. I love it. Ooh, I love it. It's looking... Ideas are swirling. Unfortunately, we're going to have to keep some practical items out. But I do like this. This one, and it's got like kind of like a diamond, textured diamond pattern. And I think it looks cute. So for just a basic little toaster. This is on the ground. This is how tall it is. I got this from Target. When we were selling our last house, I needed to corral a bunch of stuff on the counter so it wouldn't look so cluttery to other people. And I was like, I want a long cutting board to kind of like make our drink station. And I love that idea. Oh, by the way, while we're in kitchen mode, are these not the most beautiful things ever? I've never been in love with oven mitts until I saw these on CB2, and I had to get them during Black Friday. They're that mustard color I'm addicted to. They're so beautiful. I don't want to use them for cooking. They're just for aesthetic purposes. They're an essential in my house. Right now, they're just kind of sitting there being cute until I find a better situation for them. But I love looking at them and they make me happy. Okay, here's my dilemma. I would love not to have this on display. If I can tuck it into a cabinet, I would, and I'm kind of thinking about it. But what makes me nervous is I have a little bristle brush that I bought specifically for getting down in here and getting all the crumbs out that doesn't get collected at the bottom, which I constantly am shaking out and all that. I really don't want it out. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm afraid if I put it in the cabinet, then I'm going to get crumbs in the cabinets, and I don't want that either. It's a lot easier to see the crumbs and wipe them off the counter and do like a daily maintenance thing. So I might put this back and reassess after I put a couple more things out and see what I know I want out. And then I'm going to come back to this and make a better decision. So I know I want this out. This was not off Amazon, but I was hunting for them on Amazon. Valentina has a very expensive one. Very pretty. But it had the same gooseneck, they're called. And I can link very similar ones. I'll find one to link on Amazon, but I actually got this at Aldi. It was very competitive pricing with Amazon. So it was a little bit more of a, well, it's here and I'm just going to get it. So it was a little convenient for me just to grab than ordering it. So I did, but they do have plenty of options on Amazon. I don't think you need to get the brand name. It's just a water kettle. It just heats up water. So, you know, the only difference is sometimes the bases come a little different. So you might be able to find a smaller base. But I think the aesthetic of having this on the counter is a lot better. I did have a silver one, which wasn't bad. It functioned really well. But I was kind of tired of looking at the silver thing on the counter. And I use this every single day. Now, the problem with this is because the countertops are so low, I can't keep it under here. So I do pull it out when I use it so that the steam doesn't just like make everything gross. So this seems to be handy. So that's another situation, like the toaster. So we're going to reassess this too. All right, moving on. Okay, here's one we're going to keep, right? Look at this napkin holder on a pedestal. We can accessorize this area. I had some wood plates in the back. I'm going to see if I'm going to keep that. So let me bring those in and see if I want to do that again. I don't know if anybody's my age, and I'm going to be 41 in a few months. If anybody remembers these from the 80s, if any of your family members had these. So we got that going on. A little busy still. We're going to keep working. Plant. Kind of tuck in front of the... Yeah, I think that's nice. Salt and pepper shakers. I love it. I love it. I like it. I like it. Woo! Look at this book. The whole book is like really cool, like black and white images of how pasta looks. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty book. I got this because I love making charcuterie boards. And this one, Flower Lab, is this not like just gorgeous? I put a marble tray right here, a small marble cutting board right here, and some, you know, nice little place to cut some fruit for my kid, and it's kind of ready to go. And I like this here. I'm dealing with this bad corner, but I need the toaster and I need the water kettle, so I'm going to have to house it in this ugly corner. It's the most useful spot. I decided to go with this little detail here. I got this really small painting this weekend. It was only like $2. So it's not quite tall enough to hide this cord, so I'm kind of sitting it on the edge of this thing. And the color tones work really nice together. So that kind of works in this corner right now. Grab some rubber bands. I'm going to kind of tighten up the cord so it's not flippy floppy all over the place back here. Okay, I'm going to bring in some other accessories so I know what I'm working with. What do you do with a really heavy pen? What do you do? Anybody know what do you do with a really heavy pen? I don't want to like have it in there. Okay, I'm stumped. Any ideas? I don't want to just throw it in a drawer. And then I got this, which I showed you before. It's a butter thing, so the butter's nice and soft when you keep it out, and it's protected. This is one of my favorite pieces. Got my little marble / tabertine. I'm not really sure what they are. Coasters here. We know we want those. We have to do something in this corner. All right, toaster's coming back. You know, I think it needs something to sit on. This wasn't big enough. Okay. I know what to do. We need black over here. This thing. You go in the corner like that. Right? It has a purpose, right? It's got a purpose, it's got a place, it's got a purpose. It's got a station. You gotta corral things. You know what I'm saying? I got this from a little cute store. A little boutique store. Really heavy marble thing, and little scooper. It came with a little gold spoon. So maybe we'll put this next to our salt and pepper. And this, okay, we need greenery. Okay, I'm happy with this. I had these over here before. It's a little busy. Maybe I'll put them right here. Move that over there since it's a different tone. This china was my grandma's. It didn't have a spoon. It's maybe for sugar, but I was hunting for a honeycomb, and I wanted a gold one. I didn't want the wood one. I got this from CB2 when I got the fancy gloves, my fancy gloves. Isn't that nice? CB2. So I stuck it in my grandma's china stuff, even though it's not china, whatever it is, fancy crystal. So that right in front of my cookbook. These were my husband's grandma's. That she was a pig collector. Everybody got her pig stuff, and everybody had to take a pig thing when she passed. So I liked the little gold heads. I don't think they were ever used, so they're really cute. They're going to go on my little station here. Very well packaged. Now, first piece I pulled out. Everything is individually wrapped. I mean, this is not just Dollar Tree plastic utensils. They did have other versions that had different shades of wood, but I wanted to go with the darker wood, go a little moodier. So, and these are like really well made. You know, they're not like plasticky. They're like really good. I mean, they're plastic, but they're like more rubber than just cheap plastic. And it's got little hooks, so you probably could hang them. Oh, I think you can because they gave you S-hooks, so that's an option for storage. So, pull all the pieces out. Thank you. Isn't that nice? All right, come on. And I don't need this, but it did come with it. But you got hooks, so you can hang them if you want to hang them. Some hooks. And you got this thing if you want to store them. They kind of give you the whole package if you want it. Different ways of utilizing it. But I think they're going to look really pretty in here. converted me to the big set, the bigger quantity set, is because the whisk before in the other one, like a smaller set, wasn't as attractive looking. And this one came with like the same black with wood, so they sold me on the whisk. Now this is a tip for everyone. If you see an area around your house that gets cluttered, there's something wrong with that area. And that happens a lot with us. We have people in and out, we have friends come over, we have my mother-in-law come over, we have my kid, my husband and I both are very busy working. And things, pets, things get a little messy. More often than I prefer, but it happens. And so when you see areas that really collect a lot of clutter, and like I said, we are kind of maximalist anyways, but when things aren't functioning right, they're going to cause a problem, and you're going to be able to see the problem. It's going to drive you crazy, and you just need to do something about it. Well, I'm going to finish putting the rest of this stuff up, and then I'll show you some after clips. And thank you for joining me today on my challenging myself to restyle my counters. And this is the first time I've actually restyled them since we moved in. Everything else was just kind of like put there. I appreciate your time, and thank you, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.